Hello, my name is Jackson E. Lucas Jr., better known as the Voice of Choice. I have a company called Action One Counseling Inc., which has been in business since 1995. I am a legacy coach, which means we show people how to earn generational wealth for their families and them through trust education, tax elimination, and real estate. What I want to do is share with you how I got started on this journey and how you can embark upon this journey as well and to be able to create generational wealth for you and your family. It started a couple of years ago. Was getting back into the real estate business. I had got out back in 2007 when the industry imploded and I lost my ability to earn income. So after that, I went into transportation. And a couple of years ago, I said, well, let me start to get back into the real estate game and everything again, because I knew that was a very, very good market to be able to get into. So in doing that, I sought a friend of mine and just asked her and told her that, you know what, I'm looking to get back into real estate again. How do you suggest I do this? Because I know I'm probably a little bit behind times, things that are a lot more automated than they were back in the day. So I need to kind of get a foothold in, back into business again. She said, well, why don't you contact, you remember Rick Williams? I said, yes, I remember Rick Williams. We go back some 20, 25, 28 years and everything. She said, yeah, well, why don't you contact Rick? Here's his number, and he's still doing real estate. I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and contact him. So I gave him a call. He remembered me right away. Okay, because again, I said we've known each other for a good 28 years. So I told him I wanted to get back into the real estate business and I needed a coach. And he said, okay, I can coach you. I can get you there, and this is what it's going to cost. I'm like, okay. So went and got the money, laid out on the table, took some pictures and everything, and we got started. Okay. So one of the things, we got into a real estate deal where I was able to earn 50% of the money that I invested in there, and I was able to do that in a very, very short period of time. And so I'm like, okay, this is great. I actually gave them the money. It was a real estate deal where primarily all they had to do was to eliminate a lot of liens that were on the property. Okay. And then once the liens were alleviated, they would turn it around and be able to sell the property, and then we'd be able to make a profit. Well, with the amount of money that I put up, I turned around and got 50% back on that money within a few months. I actually forgot about it, and he just called me one day and said, Jack, I need your account number to your bank. I said, for what? He said, I need to deposit the money I told you I was going to give. I said, oh, yeah, I almost forgot about it. So I gave him that. He deposited the money in there, and we kept on. So eventually he started talking to me about getting into a trust. He said, we're going to shift our boat a little bit. We're going to look into some trusts. He said, because there's, a lot of money in the trust industry. I'm like, okay, I'm following your lead. So we went and purchased a trust and started going to classes and started, getting information about the trust. And then he said, Jackson, I have run across the trust. I'm like, the trust? He said, the trust. I'm like, okay, let's go. So in learning about the trust, it was a 508 trust, which was governed by IRC, which is the Internal Revenue Code 6033A, which stated it was a 100% tax deductible. Not only that, we found out that we would be able to receive tax credits with this trust that we have. And we would also be able to earn 10 times the amount of money that we spend out of this trust each and every year, minus IRS 37% and minus his company's 20%. We would actually wind up being able to get 4 times the amount of money back that you spent throughout the whole year. I'm like, well, I'm down for that. That is definitely a way of being able to create generational wealth. He said, well, we're going to have to stop living on the statutory side and start living on the common law side. And I'm like, well, what is the difference? Well, statutory deals with the state, federal, the government, and by us being tax free, we're going to operate on the common law side, which deals with the Bible, the Constitution, and the constitutional rights. So I'm like, well, I'm definitely down with that as well. So we started living on the common law side. We actually purchased a trust, and we turned around and took that trust and put it into and open up a bank account with the trust. So the trust has its own bank account. We're able to get a debit card, and we are starting to be able to do phenomenal things with this trust. This would not have taken place if it was not for Rick Williams and his ingenuity and the fact of being able to pursue things and being able to investigate them, see what's going on, and be able to relate the things that we're doing now with the Bible and how this ties in so well and operating on the common law side. He first showed me that a Trump video where Trump talked about the fact of, and the press talked about the fact of how did he get away with only paying $750 in taxes in 2016. He said, well, it was done legally. He said, I didn't create the tax laws, they did. So now understanding about the tax laws and then understanding the type of trust that I have, that we have, it was just phenomenal. I mean, this man is just great. So every single day we talk, every day. He goes over scriptures. He shows you how, back in the biblical days, how we can relate those things that were happening then to the things that are going on right now. And our families and our children will be able to do the same thing with their children and their grandchildren, be able to show them the very same thing, because it doesn't quit. As we all know, the Bible is basic instructions before leaving earth, and these instructions work. And this works. Rick is such a phenomenal young man, and I mean, he's just taught me so much. And right now, just looking at him and listening to him, he quotes the Bible, fluently. Okay, with no effort. You have to not looking at anything. He has this photographic memory where he just remembers everything, and is able to teach me and has taught me already so much. So if not for him, I wouldn't even be in the position I am right now, which is helping, being able to create generational wealth for my family, to be able to become a millionaire, being able to earn 4 times the amount of money that I spend out of this trust each and every year, and being able to get on the other side of money. And as I said, if it wasn't for him, I would not be able to do any of this. So I have actually labeled him, and thank God, I remember that he created the 12 disciples, and obviously he sent them out to do his will and to preach the Bible and preach the word and his understanding and how people should live and what they should do. And I just thank God that about 60 years ago, he allowed Mary Battle to birth this young man. And right now, for me, he has become the 13th disciple, because he also goes around preaching his word and showing us how it relates to everyday time and what's going on right now. If you'd like to be able to show your family how to get on the other side of money, if you'd like to create generational wealth for your family, if you'd like to be able to live on the common law side rather than the statutory side, and if you'd like to be able to earn 4 times the amount of money that you're going to spend this whole year, please click at the bottom onto my affiliate link and get into the Financial IQ Challenge, which will be able to allow you to participate in learning about common law, understanding how this trust works, and how it will create generational wealth for you and your family. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you on the other side of money.